Welcome to this Frampton classic, beautiful chording, just a great song. It stands on its own without playing the talk box, but I'm emulating it with Guitar Rig 5, so I'll give you the sound of it, but I'll show you the notes and the solos. It's in standard tuning, and my notes will be downloadable below there. That'll help you. Again, if you're unfamiliar with some of these chords. So we'll get into the lesson next. Alright, the first chord you'll hear will be a D, and Peter plays it more open stringed. With that, he's playing the A and the D string, the 5th and 4th, open. So that leaves us at the 7th fret with the 3rd and 2nd, and the 1st string will be at the 5th fret. Alright, now he's going to a D major 7th. If you've never seen that chord, alright, it's like playing a D, but what you're doing is adding your 2nd finger on the 3rd string, your 4th finger on the 7th string, and your little finger on the 7th string, 2nd string. So it's kind of like an inverted D. But he's using that open A and D string. It just gives it a beautiful aura. I'm using my middle pickup for this with the Strat, so I've got this clean tone going. He really doesn't get distorted in this song. The most distortion will be he'll put it down into the lead pickup. When he goes into the chorus, that's about the most, just hitting the strings a little harder. Alright, so with that said, we got a half measure of D to our D major 7th. So to play that, we got the open A and D string will be on the 3rd string at the 6th fret, the 2nd string at the 7th fret, the 1st string at the 5th fret. Then we go to a plain old B minor, and then we're going to hit B and strum up to C. Alright, B, I should say B flat, I'm sorry. Then we play it again. Beautiful chord exercise. So that's the intro. This will come in again towards the end. He doesn't, he actually slides into a C and then finishes out with a D. But we'll talk about all that when we get to it. So next will be the intro solo. Alright, so for the intro solo, it'll sound like this without the talk box. So to start the solo out, what we're going to do is be hitting the 4th string at the 7th fret. A little bit of vibrato there, and then we're going to 7 to 9, and then 6 to 7 on the 3rd string, back to 9 on the 4th. Then right below that, we're going to hit the 7th fret of the 3rd string to 9 bent, 9 unbent, and 7. Alright, at that point we take our pinky onto the 2nd string, catch 10, and then go back to 7 on the 3rd. So what we have all together up to that, 1, 2, 3, 4. We start kind of going back. We're going to go 9 to 7 on that 4th string with a little vibrato. Right back up the scale to 9 on the 4th. Then we come to 7 and 9 bent, 9 unbent, to 7 twice. half together. 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright, so that's the intro solo. So we're going to do that intro rhythm basically twice unaccompanied and 2 more times with the solo that's in the intro. Then we're on to verse 1. So for the verse, what we're doing is our D and extending that out to 4 beats. And then a full measure of D minor 7, full measure of B minor, and then like 3 3/4 measure of B. Then we're going to do a couple hits and then slide up to C. But then it continues. Full measure of D, full measure D minor 7th, full measure B minor, full measure B flat, and we just hold on that B flat. It's taking us into the bridge, which is a couple different chords, and we'll talk to that next. Okay, so that's consistent for all the verses. For this bridge, when I go into the bridge, I take my pickup selector down to the bridge position. It just sounds fuller and it gets us into the chorus. Where he's hitting the chords a little bit harder and kind of moving the song along. So I'm going to go through the last measure of the verse, D, D minor 7 to B, and then B flat, which we hold, and then to our bridge, and I'll show you the bridge and we'll speak to it next. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4. Who can I believe in? Okay, so you can see I switched pickups and so forth, but the next chord during the bridge is an A7 suspended 4. So that's played by taking the 5th string open, will be on the 4th string 2nd fret, open 3rd string, 2nd string at 3, to a G, plain old G. Alright, so we got the A sus4. Alright, so I went into the chorus there. After our G in the bridge, we're going to go right into the chorus when he says, "Oh, won't you?" It's going to be G, A to B minor. And then we're going to hit B minor, A, and then G. G to A and B minor again. So B minor to A and G, and then we go into this A over C chord. Alright, the way that's played, open 5th string, and it's like playing a G major chord, the 6th fret. We're going to leave this 5th string open. We're not going to hit the 6th string. We'll be on the 5th string at the, 4th string, 5th fret. 3rd string, 4th fret, 2nd string, 3rd fret. Easy for you to say. And that's kind of the turnaround that takes us into the post-chorus where we have another lead, and we'll go over that next. All right, now we're into the solo. We'll go over the solo last, but the solo rhythm is basically the verse. It is the verse. We're going to do a full measure of D, full measure of D major 7 to our B minor, then our B to, B flat to B flat C. Repeat it. On the second measure, they stop on a G. That's the end of the solo rhythm. So that's what's different in the solo rhythm is after our B minor, we go to a G rather than holding a B flat for a full measure. So again, that's noted in my notes. And then we're into verse 3. Now, verse 3 is cut short. We're only going to do a half measure. All right? So we're going to do D to D major 7 to our B minor to our B flat. Then we go into the bridge with our A7 sus4 to G, and then we're into the outro chorus. All right, so I'll cover the outro chorus because that again extends a bit. Okay, so after the shortened third verse, we've got an extended chorus. All right. We're going to play the B minor AG, which ends each measure 3 times. The 4th time we'll go into our A over G. All right, so imagine we've done 3 measures of it, and here's the 4th. So you can see we go into what I consider part of the intro. We're doing our D major 7 to B minor, and then G. And then we come back in with another 3 measures of the intro before we do this similar outro. All right, so we've got... We'll do that 2 times. 3rd time, and out will sound like this. So that's how it ends on a D after our C. Okay. So we got the solo next. You'll have the whole song. I think my notes will really help you. Don't take exactly where the chords are and where he's singing. Just listen to it and you'll get the feel of it, because I know some aren't exact. And we'll go over the solo next and you'll have the whole song. Okay, so again, we're in D major scale, and we're not going to vary from that. I'm not turning on the talk box. I'm just going to show you the notes, and we'll talk about it. We'll go through the first measure, and here it is at speed. Alright, so what we're doing for this first measure of the solo, 7 to 9 on the 4th string, 6, 7 with some vibrato. Again, he's playing this with feeling. Alright, then we're going to go to 9 on that 3rd string and do our 7, 10, 8, 10, hold that for some vibrato. Then we start our next section of the lead. that just keeps going. All right, we're going to go 8, 7 on that second string to 10, 7, and 10, 7, 10, 7 from the first to second string. Then we'll go to the third string, 9, 7, 9. Now we're going to take 9, bend up, release, and pull off to 7, and then a quick 9 to 7, pull off, ending on 9 on the fourth. And then 7 to 9 with some vibrato. So that's the whole first measure. It's not a real difficult solo. Again, it's just getting all these notes that he plays under your fingers and the timing. The second measure of the solo will sound like this. I'm going to take it from the last 3 notes of the previous measure. Alright, so the second measure starts on a 7-9 third string, 7-10, and then 8-7 on the second string. Then we're going to go to the third string, 9 with a bend and release and pull off to 7, back to 9. Catch 9 on the fourth string, 7 to 9 on the third, then 9 bent and 9 unbent, back to 7, and then 10 on the second string, 7 on the third, 9 on the fourth. Then we come back to 7 on the third to 9 bent, 9 unbent to 7. Then we hit 10 on the second, 7 on the first twice, and 10 on the second twice. That's a lot of numbers, I know, and again, my notes will help. So let's go through this slowly. 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright, so we get the second measure. 2 more measures of the solo go and you'll have it all down. Okay, the next part of the solo goes like this. Alright, so for this third measure, we're going to start on the second string, 8 to 7, because we've left off from 10. So now we're going to go 8 to 7 second string, to 10 on the first, a little bit of vibrato, and then we're going to go 10, 9, 7, 9, 7, 9, 7 with some vibrato. Then we go to the second string, 10, 7, 10, 8, 7. Catching 10 on the first string, to 8, 7 on the second, and then 9 to 7 on the third. So from that 10, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now we're going to do our 9 bend up, release, pull off to 7, and then quick 9 pull off to 7 on the third string, ending on 9 on the fourth. And then we go 7, 9 twice. And then we're into the third measure. Alright, so we're going to finish this up and you'll have the whole song. I love this last little lick because it's kind of a walk down, walk up. It's just, again, played with such feeling. So it'll go like this. Alright, so we're going to start out on that third string, 9 bent, release, pull off to 7, and then 9, 7 on that third string. Then we go 9, 7 on the fourth, then we go 9, 8, 7 to 5, on the 5th string, and then we'll catch 7 on the 6th. All right, so we have this so far. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then we come back up. We're going to hit 5, then 7 slid up to 9, and then 7, 9 on the 4th string to 7. I'm sorry. Then we take our 9th fret of the 3rd string, bent, unbent, back to 7. We'll do that total of 4 times. And then we end with an extra 7. So all together, let's take the whole last measure. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's a whole solo, the whole song. I really hope it helps. Enjoy, everyone.